Hello guys and welcome back. In this video we will take a look at the Tesla stock. We will do some fundamentals and we will do some technicals and compare the stock to some other companies to see if maybe there's better opportunities than Tesla. We will take a look. I have prepared some very important information that I will give to you throughout this video. So let's get started. The technicals doesn't look too beautiful, as you can see. It's in the strong downtrend. However, the last day was full of volume with good price action, so that's positive. We will see at the earnings report how this plays out. This is not something that I would swing trade for the short term. However, I have some Tesla stock in my long-term portfolio. Okay, so let's take a look at the fundamentals. And if you like videos like this, please give me a thumbs up so I know, or if you want to see some other stuff, just comment. Okay, so the sales growth the last 3 quarters is 80%, 41%, 56%. And the earnings growth is 600%, 85%, and 94% for the last 3 quarters. And the profit margins is at 15.3%. This is extremely good, and this is extremely good compared to the other automotive companies in the industry. And Tesla has pretty much no debt relatively to what other car companies have, and they have a lot of cash. So at the first glance, Tesla is looking good from a fundamentals perspective. Let's take a look at some other companies and see how they perform. I have covered NIO in another video, so take a look at that if you want. But let's look at Xpeng, for example. This is disgusting. A lot of red, declining, negative profit margins. They are losing a lot of money. This is just not something I would put my money into. Toyota, which is they have negative revenue growth, negative earnings growth, declining rapidly, 4.7 profit margins. This is not good at all. NIO has covered General Motors. General Motors, I'm not gonna bash down on them. They had a good recent quarter, 56% growth in their revenue and 37.8% in earnings growth, and their profit margins is almost at 8%. So it's not too bad, but however, the future growth doesn't look too good compared to, for example, Tesla. They don't have the catalyst that Tesla has, and they don't have the forecast from the analyst if you listen to them, which I don't always do, but it's always good to listen at least. Let's take a look at Ford. Ford has no really continuity. This is hard to evaluate, I think. But 50%, 10%, negative 146% in the earnings growth. So they lost a lot of money because, the profit margins is minus 2%. So they lost quite a lot of money. So this is not looking too good. So Tesla, I would say, at the first glance, we will take a look at some other stuff, but at the first glance, I like Tesla and how it looks. I have really nothing to complain about. So for 2022, this is the registration share in EV markets. 65% Tesla has. And Ford has 7%, Kia 5%, so they are totally dominating the EV market. And registration share in luxury, they have 86%. So it's really good. They are totally dominating the market. Insider buy or sell, I would say. There are no buying from the insider, which is something to keep note of. There's a lot of selling going on from the CFO and the CEO. Of course, we know Elon Musk sold a bunch of shares. But yeah, no buying from the insiders. The GM, for example, let's take a look at that and compare it a little bit to put Tesla in perspective. GM sold 2.2 million units in 2022, and Tesla sold 1.31 million in 2022. However, Tesla's growth was 40% over the last year. So Tesla is growing rapidly, way more than GM does. And if we take a look at the profit margins, Tesla as a company as a whole has 15%. Now some different cars gonna have totally different profit margins, but Tesla as a whole has 15% profit margins, and the General Motors had almost 8%. So that's something to keep in mind, to not just look blindly at the units sold, because Tesla is earning so much more money per vehicle sold than GM does. And they are selling purely electric vehicles, which the trend is obviously upwards for that. Everyone wants an electric car. That's at least what the statistics and the trend says. And I'm not like the portfolio for the GM, it's here, and they are selling a lot of different cars, like a lot of different models. Just let's look at this, like the vehicles, the SUVs, the trucks, electric cars, performance. I don't know if this is true. Do they only have 2 electric cars? I don't know. It's just, let me know in the comments if that's correct. It says feels strange. So little. Yeah, their performance and the commercials. They are selling a ton of different car models. And what I want to say with that, I'm not convinced that that's the good strategy, because if we take a look at, for example, the Apple, they are selling like the iPhone and like 2 computers and like 1 or 2 tablets, and that's pretty much it. And that's what Tesla is also doing. They are really good at producing what they produce, and if you have this type of variety, you're gonna have a lot. You will need different machines at the factories. You need to have different competence. You need people that designs them, like different hardware parts, different software parts. Like the efficiency goes down so much when you have this huge amount of variety. So I'm not convinced that that's good. Like Tesla has just a few cars, and now the semi-truck and the Cybertruck coming up, but that's pretty much it. So they can make the producing a lot more efficient than others. And the catalyst for Tesla, they have the AI robot, and they have the full self driving, and 2 gigafactories probably gonna be announced. And yeah, they have tons of catalyst, and the profit margins on the software, the FSD, is gonna be huge. So they're gonna make a lot of money on that. And other car companies doesn't have this type of catalyst or this type of data. So I'm not convinced that Tesla has any competition. I just don't see it. The data doesn't show me, at least. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Tesla. This was just a quick dive. There is much more to dive into, but I'm not gonna make this video for too long. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, see you. Take care. Bye.